fucked up on Tuesday.
Yeah, Thursday.
Oh, New Year's Eve. Fucking took probably 3 grams of mushrooms.
Oh shit.
Fucking 4 gummies. And
I like those.
fucking me and Kelly drank 2 bottles of champagne.
Oh snap.
And she probably had like 3 glasses. So
So you drank a bottle and a half.
I
of
drank a
champagne.
bottle and a half of champagne.
We all know how that goes.
Yeah, after working 2.5 hours.
Shit.
Dude, I went to
I
Peyton.
got bumps and bruises. I was probably rolling around on the ground like a fool.
Did you go straight salmon?
Probably, dude.
Dude, this guy, like, John is at his most happy when he's literally flopping around like a fish on the floor. That's his favorite.
Is that your go-to?
Yeah, or
That's his go-to blissful moment on some drugs.
sweating, so my head wet with sweat and just laughing hysterically watching Cobra Kai.
Dude, he'll
He
sweat.
came home one time and I was
Just sitting there
tripping.
fucking
I was just
giggling.
sitting there. I turned and looked at him when he walked in the door. I was like,
He looked like he was fresh out of the shower, but he was fully dressed.
Yeah.
Like he skipped drying off.
I was,
It
in my polo fucking pajamas and
which looked like
robe.
a gi.
Yeah, he was like,
It looked like he dressed up
"Are
like
you wearing? Is that your karate outfit?" I was like, "Dude, it's just a robe."
Nice.
Cornflower blue.
Well, everybody, welcome back to another episode of When It Rays, It Pours. I'm Keith Ray,
I'm John Ray.
and this is our cousin Jonathan Price.
And technically, I'm also John Ray.
That's
So-
true.
Also,
He
I
is.
was John Ray first, so
Yeah,
have some of that. I wasn't supposed
you
to be
weren't
first.
supposed to be first.
He's bitched at me for 37 years, and
I'm supposed to be older than you.
So-
Yeah, go explain how you were John Ray first. That's actually pretty fun.
Okay, so basically, like, my mom had me when she was 17. When my mom was a baby, I was gonna be John Ray, like, period. Like,
Yeah, because
that was my name.
That's what we name all
Right.
the men of choice in this family.
Yeah,
Right.
it's either John or Shadrach.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, like, no deviation, no nothing. I was gonna be John Ray. Well, unfortunately, my biological dad's name is also John, and he hated it. So he said no to the John Ray. So I ended up Jonathan Ray. But I mean, it still works, you know.
Yeah.
And I was supposed to be born in April. I was born at the end of January. I've held it above his head my entire life that I'm the older, more attractive cousin. So, you know.
Well, you
it
came in
happens.
looking fucking good today, man. And we're happy as hell to have you on the podcast. We've been looking forward to doing this since Christmas time when we were talking about it.
Good to be here. I have a tendency to go off the rails, so if you need to like
Oh,
bring
don't
me
worry.
back in, just hit me in the leg or something. and
We're
we'll-
gonna give you plenty of opportunity to go off the rails because you told us a story before we started about this time you bought an at-home stripper for a fraternity brother of yours, and
Yeah.
I really want you to tell that story again. I know we just heard
No.
it, John. I don't
Yeah.
give a fuck. It's too good of a
It's a
story.
good story.
I don't care. I'll tell it again. So my best man, his name's he kind of probably remembers him from the wedding. I don't know if you do or not.
I was
He's-
really drunk at your wedding. I gotta be honest.
I was too. I don't remember if you were even there, but you know, whatever.
I was.
Um,
I was lurking
like,
in the corners drinking all that wine that
right.
was supposed to go back.
the dude gave my 14-year-old sister a bottle of champagne. You knew it was going to be a shit show from then on. So, like, Chris Moore is my best friend in the whole world,
Okay.
but he's just a weird dude. Like, I love him, but he has no social skills. I've seen him screw up getting laid many times.
Okay.
Like at one point at the bar, I literally told him to lead with his W-2. And
Okay.
he goes, "What do you mean?" I said, "Tell her my name's Chris Moore. I make $100,000 a year, and you'll go home with her. Tell her my name's Chris Moore, and keep talking, and you're going home by yourself." So, for his big bro night in my fraternity, we got him a stripper. I will not name the fraternity because we're not allowed to do that. Sorry.
No, but he will name other fraternities.
yes,
If
the rest
other
of 'em-
fraternities come up, he can dog on them all he wants.
The ones I don't like. But anyway, so we got him a stripper, and we're talking to the bouncer, and we're like, "Hey, you know, we all know where this is going. Like, I'm glad she has her top off, but here's an extra, like, X amount of dollars. You know those bottoms have to come off at some point. Nobody, all the doors are locked. Nobody's coming in here. We're going to be fine. Just let it happen.
If I could just interject for a moment, it's been my experience that strippers that will come to your home or a hotel room are
They're escorts.
fucking prostitutes.
Yeah, no.
So
that's not a stripper.
That's not even.
But so the bouncer agrees with it, and
They don't even dance.
No, no, they're just like naked, and then we'll see what happens. But
Show me some pole work.
like, I need to
Shit.
remind the people that don't know this story that they're from Muncie, Indiana, the home of the nastiest strippers in the United States of America.
Yeah, I mean,
This side of the Mississippi.
all the
Right.
girls that became strippers in Muncie. I went to high school right outside of Muncie, for people who don't know, and all those girls from my school that became strippers were all like people you would have never wanted to fuck when they were good look. Like they were never good looking.
No.
At any point in
their
their
best.
life, yeah,
At their best, it's
at
not
their
worth-
best. You don't want to.
So we get him and his pledge class a stripper for their big bro night. She's naked. At some point, he ends up laying on the ground with a dollar bill in his mouth, and she assumes the position. And
She squats over his face.
yes.
Correct.
Yes, she wasn't gonna drop a deuce or anything. It wasn't that weird yet.
No.
We were still like 9:30. Like, we got to work into that, you know.
Yeah.
But-
so it's
Yeah.
early in the
Right,
evening.
right.
Glass
So-
tables aren't good in
No,
frats.
so she
People are getting shit on.
she's like playing with his crotchal region and gets his little dinghy out, and he gets all excited, and he took what he thought was a cue from her and spit this dollar bill out, and he said he pantomimed or acted like he was going to lick her vagina, but I'm like 97% sure he actually licked her vagina.
Yeah.
To
So
which
he
she
tries to start eating her out.
She was not a fan of this interaction whatsoever. Makes him,
Ho got boundaries.
yeah.
Well, dude, you gotta come with more than $1.
Right,
That's true,
That's
too.
at least a $20 tongue lashing. If we're gonna be honest,
Yeah, dude. Also,
I want to get an AIDS test just from listening
just
to
from
this.
hearing the story. So she gets pissed, picks him up, makes him get on all fours, takes his own belt off, which is never a good sign in a strip club because they're not nice to you when they take your belt off. Like, you think it's gonna be awesome. It's like, oh, she's taking my belt off. Maybe she'll take. No, she's gonna hit you with it. Like, that's literally what's about to happen. So, you know, when you normally hit someone on the butt that is in a 4-point stance, you go like horizontally and you smack them across the buttocks.
Yes.
This is not what happened. She pulled this little whoop-de-whoop and went like down and under and around and whacked him in the nuts.
oh shit.
And
She lashed him.
I'm pretty sure it split his saccular region open.
Shit.
So then, because if I remember correctly, he ended up having to go to the hospital and get that shit checked out.
What was the stripper's name? Adrian Peterson?
Yeah, no, because he didn't have to go get his own belt. She just took it off if
I got
you know, and he wasn't 3 years old. So
Dude, sometimes with that switch, you get the wraparound.
yeah.
She's cutting air with this belt.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
it was, it like slow mo because it went like whoop, and then it like turned back around.
It
It like
lapped up.
curved the like.
So
Yeah.
she
She
got
knew what
one
she
of
was
those
doing.
like Indiana Jones whip
Or
around the
paw,
post
yeah.
so he can swing
Right,
from it.
right.
Oh, but on this dude's nuts. God.
It was a bad night.
Well, it's
It might be a good thing. I don't think that guy needs to really procreate.
I love you, brother, but probably not.
well. I gotta say, man.
For the record,
like,
he will not be getting the
What
link
did he-
to this podcast.
what did he put-
Oh no! You gotta give him the link, and I can bleep his last name. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
What's
Yeah,
most
we can
important
edit it.
is that we just say like how disappointed we are in the idea that you'd want to go down on a stripper.
What did he write on the form when he went to the hospital?
Yeah, I don't know. Nut injury. I don't know. Testicular torsion.
I'm just saying, like, as somebody who has worked in the sex industry, who has
That's terrifying.
been a customer sex workers.
That's obvious.
Exactly. I gotta say, I don't be filleting them. You know what I'm saying? No. Now, I'd also don't be wrapping it up. So, like, I understand that I take my own chances in life. I roll my own set of dice. But still, like, I just don't get the whole idea of going down on a hoe. It just that's
a whole nother like internal discussion. Like, because I mean I've made this own hi Aaron, I love you. Don't listen. Shush. Like, there were girls I went home with in college that I didn't go down on purpose. Like, it's been a long night. We've been dancing and sweating and drinking, and like, you didn't go into the bathroom to freshen up or nothing.
You're not trying to feel the funk.
You just brought it over. So like, nah. And he was all about stripper poon. So like, that's not a good.
No, I'm like fucking Tony Soprano, bro.
Yeah.
I ain't no muff diver.
Once a year, Tony.
Yeah.
Once a year.
On your birthday.
Fucking Uncle June.
Yeah. Oh, man.
You hit it in the muff. What? What'd you say? Oh, you hit it in the rough.
I've been rewatching The Sopranos, and I think I have emotional problems. Like, I was rewatching the first episode a couple nights ago,
and
I just started crying like 7 minutes into the show. And it's like,
he's dead.
No, the ducks flew away, and I was like, I know what the ducks mean.
Oh shit!
And I was like,
you got deep.
Yeah, dude, it fucked me up. I was like, you know what? It's not how good this show is. It's that I have fucking, what's it called? Problems. Wow, that's emotional issues.
I mean, the good news is you're in the right family for problems, because
yeah,
we have those.
Well, if there's one thing that people in our family don't like judge each other for, it's being all fucked up.
No.
Because we all can raise our hand when they ask that question.
Well, I mean, Grandma passes out at like noon. Like, they try to pretend that she takes a nap, but like, I also take a nap after 2 bottles of wine. So
yeah,
like,
well, I mean,
it is what it is.
Your grandmother is amazing. I love her so much. I have such a very close relationship with her. And she's no Carmela. She's Tony.
I mean,
straight up.
In her defense, though, like, she'll wake up at 3 a.m. and go start doing work.
Yeah.
So like, her noon is
just
like
different.
She's on
it's 9 hours later than most people wake up.
Yeah.
4 a.m. They're on their second pot of coffee.
Yeah, it's crazy. And they work really hard too. They are a freaking.
As people from that generation were just used to waking up early. Like,
yeah, it's definitely an inspiration.
Most, like, nowadays, like me, I get up 30 minutes before I have to leave the house. I'm not going in and cooking eggs and bacon and fucking reading the newspaper.
Having a cup of coffee.
I take a shit in the shower and I'm on my way. You know what I'm saying?
Hang on. Yeah. Did you just say you take a shit in the shower or a shower? Okay, thank you for the enunciation. That was going to be really awkward for the next 20 minutes.
No, you know I'm mumbles, man.
But no, like, Grandma and Grandpa are great.
I'm like Dustin Hoffman and fucking Dick Tracy, man.
Well, it kind of goes in.
I love that movie.
They founded the business that I work for now, that I was the vice president of.
Assistant to the vice president.
Now I'm been demoted all the way back down to delivery guy.
He's a stock boy now.
Way to go, Dwight.
Happy New Year. I am a working stiff again. You know, I'm no CFO.
That's what happens when you start bumping your gums, man.
I know. I wasn't fucking
getting too big for your britches.
It's exactly what happened. I wasn't prepared for success. You know, like, I got in there, I got the vice president job. I was so excited. I went down to celebrate at El Chili Poblano. It's a great little Mexican restaurant in town.
Is that by the Kroger?
By the Old Marsh.
Oh, okay.
And I was having a couple of beers, couple burritos, you know, really just living it up. I mean, you know, I was big shot in a little bit. Not a lot of people go, yeah, I'll take 2 burritos.
Right.
You know, but I just noticed how hardworking the staff was in the restaurant. I was like, these guys bust their fucking ass.
Yeah.
You know? So I start chatting it up with the bartender, and the bartender was like, yeah, we're reduced capacity. I'm not making as much money as I used to make as a bartender here. And I was like, dude, why don't you come work for me? You know? So
Yeah.
I hired him and the busboy and one of the line cooks to come start work on Monday.
Yeah, see,
And-
no, you're not allowed to do that though. Like, you might be the vice president, but
Yeah, you can't
there's
hire a
three.
whole staff.
No, bro, there's 3 levels
you
above
don't-
you. This is a.
You don't see this problem.
How did he
This-
think that was a good idea?
Look at the people that you're working for.
they don't hire people.
They hire
They just
you,
do
and that's it.
Yeah, like
They
guess
don't
what
delegate.
Yeah.
They do the fucking work themselves.
They didn't need a bartender.
They don't
bro.
want to pay other people.
That's how they make all the money. Like
Yeah.
they
My
don't
idea
hire
was
people.
like, okay, these guys
Dude.
will work for like $3 an hour, and my idea was like,
Bad.
Chad's not gonna worry about
It was bad.
$3 an hour. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, you're lucky that they didn't call the INS on you for hiring Miguel and Jose.
They're
dude.
lucky. You're lucky you didn't get shitcanned.
I know, I really am,
You
because
can't
like-
hire the whole Mexican restaurant.
Yeah.
I'd been vice president for 2 days,
See, here's the
yeah,
thing.
and I tried to triple
your
the staff.
tasks are never hiring and firing.
No,
I didn't realize that. Well, I thought,
No,
new
no.
title, new.
Your tasks
You're
are
not
selling
HR, bro.
tickets and lifting boxes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it's mostly lifting
And
boxes.
driving Chad Lee around.
I do some driving. I go get coffee. That's another thing.
Pick up some sandwiches.
I pick up sandwiches.
You gotta go to the
Okay.
Ice House. Gotta
Know your
get the
role,
burger.
dude.
I do. I
Gotta
go get the steak
gotta get the steak
burgers.
burger.
He always orders the double steak burger because he gives half of it to Floyd.
Well, yeah.
That fucking dog eats better than me.
Now, here's the thing that you have to realize about Grandma and Grandpa's business. When Grandpa went to dinner and got up from dinner $25,000 in the hole. The original delivery crew on the business that you work for right now was Grandpa Kreitzer. You can probably bleep that too. But like it was Grandpa. Grandpa hired Uncle Chad. Uncle Chad, like obviously he was going to work for the business. The whole time I've been alive, they've had one other delivery
yeah,
person.
I remember like maybe
Derek,
a couple dudes.
The Derek dude with the blonde hair, and then Uncle Chad's buddy,
There was like kind of like a
Pork Chop or
kinda-
whatever.
yeah,
like
yeah.
The portly dude
yeah,
that played on the
kinda
softball team.
Heavy set
Yeah.
dude, but fucking he was fucking cool. As shit.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah.
but I don't
That's
even
what
think
I mean.
he made anybody. I think he just
They
liked
had
to
a
hang
few-
out
yeah,
with Uncle
it's
Chad.
just
and
fucking-
Derek.
See, that's
So,
another thing is
you
you
can't
never
go
know
from,
who
like-
really works there and who doesn't.
like nobody on the payroll except for your boss and you doubled the workforce over a burrito, bro. Like that's not okay.
Well, I just wasn't cut out for the power and the glory. And I kind of feel better, frankly, being back to being a delivery driver.
Yeah.
Like it's really more my speed.
How many times did you say you're selling paper crack, dude?
I know. Delivery driver for paper crack's a good job.
Just-
Can't do
Sell
that.
your
You
gambling
can't do
stuff.
that with a heart.
No.
Yeah,
You
you're
need
right.
to when you just ask them
I
for more
told you
pico
how-
de gallo
I-
and tell them shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I told you how badly I was going to pay them.
Now
I
I kind of want some
maintain a
Mexican now
heartlessness.
too.
Right,
I'm starting to get hungry up. in
We
this
might have to run
motherfucker.
down Pendleton Pike when this is over and get a couple steak tacos. But the problem is like I'm not gonna get too deep because it's a podcast, we're having fun. But like the margin on that shit is very low. So every even though it was only $3, that's still like $6 a deal.
Well,
That
Chad
has to
told
come
me
out
I
of-
could still hire them as long as I paid them out of my check.
Yeah,
And I was like,
Good luck
Oh
with
yeah,
that.
you did.
I was like,
You
damn.
better start getting some
Yeah.
more accounts over here.
Have you met Uncle Chad? Because he ain't paying him.
So I went
That's on
back
you.
to the restaurant Monday, and I
Rescinded
let
their
them
job
know,
offer.
and I told them, no hard feelings.
Oh, there were
And,
hard feelings.
And I asked them if they wanted to buy any tickets, and then I went back to the warehouse.
Tell me that you got your food before you broke the bad
you
news.
didn't- You didn't let him
Because
spit
they
in it,
would
right?
spit in your shit.
I mean, I'll go back there and spit in it for
Hey,
him.
when I went back,
you a great job opportunity, man. I'm a VP.
That's really what I said.
I'm just glad you didn't get business cards made.
Yeah, I know, right? I know.
48 hours later,
He would
scratch
just
that out.
Cross them out.
Give me
with a
some
pen.
white out. Grandma's got white out that big ass
Stock boy.
desk in the
Back to. Well,
In the
I'm still a
garage,
sales rep. I'm still a sales rep, and I gotta say,
Just
this
say
last
that
month
you
I've done
sell
better than I've ever
fucking-
done as an adult working at any job.
You sell
Nice.
novelties, dude.
Yeah. Not the sexy kind.
No.
The gambling kind.
Yeah.
Because I got so
There's
many
any money
questions
in
when
it.
I was little. Because
Fuck.
I'd be like, hey, my grandpa works for Chad's Novelties. He owns it. And they're like, novelties? And I was like young. And I'm like, yeah, novelties. Like, what the hell? And now that I'm older, I'm like, oh.
They all thought he was a dildo salesman.
Yeah, grandpa's not walking around with a fucking double-sided dildo that's like this long. Like, we probably should have been more descriptive in the name. I'm just saying.
Bingo supplies.
Yes.
But one thing that it has made me feel is like now that I'm back to being a fucking working hump like
That's
the
what
two
I'm
of you.
saying, though, Keith.
You
is
know, now that
don't
I'm not
put
an
a name on
executive-
it, man, because it's only 4 people that work there,
Yeah.
and you're one of them.
And 2 of them are
And
retired.
you're the lowest.
Dude, Floyd is bigger on the
Yeah,
order chart
yeah.
than you
Floyd
are.
is ahead of you.
Floyd.
Floyd gets to sit in the front seat. That's all you need to know.
Yeah,
You got to
Floyd
sit in the
is-
back.
Yeah, Mama said knock you out.
Floyd is a boxer, and not like the kind that
Not a Mayweather.
like a dog,
But like a brindle.
Just so people know. But it makes me feel better about being single. You know, going back to being a working man. You know, now it's like okay to be single because now I bring nothing to the table and I should have no one to share it with. And that's the way. Like now that I'm not VP, I don't need a Lynn Cheney to my dick. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, was that really an option that you had to question when you were the VP? Like, were you just swinging your VP dick all over the place?
Yes, I was. I was literally going around bar to bar telling people, hi, Keith Ray, Vice President of Chad's Novelties. Nice to meet you.
Just
And-
lead
Yeah,
with that
just like
W2,
that
right?
W2, man.
Yeah.
I was-
My name's Keith, and I make X amount of dollars a year.
That's
Just
what
don't-
I'm saying, dude.
That's all you gotta
think
do.
He's
Oh,
up.
only I would lie about that part.
Well,
I would
obviously.
say way more than I actually do.
He's flashing that shit in El Cantina. You think he's not doing that in the Doggins? What's that? Doghouse Tavern or whatever the fuck.
There is a doghouse. There's a doghouse. There's an ice house. There's
That's a callback.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Sparky, man. Sparky was a phenomenal dude. Like he.
Do you know the owner of the doghouse?
Sparky. Sparky and Grandpa were great friends. When the Elks was something that you actually wanted to go to in Newcastle.
Yeah, it was like a
Like,
nice private
Yeah,
club.
they had like great Christmas
They
parties.
belong to all of those motherfuckers too. They
like,
were in the
yeah,
Elks,
the Moose, the
Eagles.
Eagles.
Yeah.
They were
Well, the Moose
associate
is
members of
kinda
the
like
Legion or whatever.
Chad Lee's speed, you know.
Right.
The
But-
Moose is more my style.
No, Sparky, I've known that dude since I was like 4 years old. The Elks did a charity arrest thing where, the cops in air quotes came in and arrested Sparky. And I didn't know it was like a fun thing for charity. And
You
I
didn't know
like,
it was a mock thing?
no, I lost my shit. I'm like, dude, they're taking Sparky away. We got to get him out. I don't care what happens, but Sparky, and they came back and made a big show out of it. Like, oh, you can bail him out if you raise enough money because it was all for charity.
Oh, that's
and
nice.
I went over to Grandma and Grandpa and I'm like, I don't care what the cost is. I'll pay you back later. Like, we're bailing Sparky out. And that's from being like, I did inventory for like a couple summers. Just Grandpa was bailing me out. You don't have a job, you need a job.
Hey, that's how I first
some
worked
inventory,
for him,
you know?
Was when I was in high school. I got fired from McDonald's for
Yeah.
showing a picture of my coworker's titties to a kid at school. Then her mom called up there and made a phony complaint on me, cost me my job.
I
They
mean,
gave
it
me my
sounds like
first
you
job.
did it though, so I'm not sure how it was phony. But we'll talk about that later.
Anyway, go on.
But anyway, so like being around the business and the family business, because I mean it really is. Like we used to do open houses at the warehouse, and I got to know all the salesmen and all the people that you work with at like Muncie Novelties and places like that. Like I know them. Like I worked at Muncie Novelties when I was in college.
Oh, really?
Because David gave me a job. Like,
Yeah.
He didn't need my help. He just knew that
And it's
I
not
needed
far
help.
from Ball State.
Right.
You were going to school at Ball
Right,
State
I
at the
was
time.
Going to Ball State. David knew I needed help. Grandpa knew that David would, do the right thing. Dave gave me a job, and I worked there for, 4 months. And the only thing that stinks now, and I miss it, but like all the people that I knew are like old. Like they're getting a little crusty, like because I've been around it for 30 years. But I mean, if you keep with it, dude, it's a great job. It's a great company.
It's a great job. It's the best job I
fun.
ever had.
I mean, you can go to work at a bar. Like that's not hard. You go in, you talk to people.
Yeah, pretty much. Go in there, sing along with the jukebox until the bartender's like, oh, he knows the words to Do Right Woman, Do Right Man. He's like 25 years old. I got to go talk to this guy.
I mean, the 17th time you played tub thumping was probably excessive. But,
You figure out a way to get their attention, and then
Yeah.
you find out who owns the place and who does the buying, and then you check back with them next time you know that person's going to be there. I mean, I've done a lot of different kinds of sales, and I'm just getting my feet wet with this, but I really loved being vice president, and it was short-lived,
he got impeached.
but like, yeah.
The problem is the House and Senate are the same person, and there's only one vote.
It was just so good. Like, it felt so good in my mind. Like, just because it was more of a figment of my, now that it's over, it feels like it was more of a figment of my imagination than anything anyway.
It ain't that type of LLC, my man. That's what I'm telling you. You just go by your name.
Yeah, that's
Keith Ray, that's your best suit.
All right.
KR, not VP.
Well, the day after I got
that
promoted, I went on my first date in quite some time. I thought things were really moving.
You got
in the
your
right
best
direction.
chance if you just emphasis on the Ray part.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's your best chance.
Especially around Newcastle, that name still carries a lot of weight.
that's true. That's true. But do you guys want to hear about my first date in forever?
Yeah, of course we do.
Okay,
it's
so
gonna
like,
be
Who was he?
it was bad, dude.
It's
It
so
was
bad.
And he does not know.
No,
He just knows.
I just know it's gonna be bad.
So I'm not gonna say the girl's name, but I went on a date the day after I got my promotion. I was like, I could just feel.
Make it rain.
Yeah, it was going good. And I talked to her the day I got the promotion. I was on cloud 9. She could feel my energy or whatever through the DMs, and she was like, "Hey, let's get together tomorrow." Well,
You were like, how much to take off the bottoms?
Right. Don't worry about the bouncer. We'll be good.
No, she's cool. She's cool. She's not a stripper at all. But we'll get to the other red flags here in a second. So I get up
Was this
the next
the vampire
morning.
girl?
No, this is not the vampire girl.
Oh, okay.
This is a girl I've known since I was a youngster. So I get up. It's like 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm having a couple cups of coffee, and she hits me up like, "Hey, want to come get me now?" And I was like, "Sure." I mean, I would have rather waited to go on an evening date, I guess, but I didn't have any plans, so I just went and picked her up. And as I'm pulling up to her mom's house, I knew it was her mom's house because, like I said, we grew up together. I figured, she's been staying with her mom for the holiday. A lot of people go
Bro, it's still,
go home.
Still Newcastle. They don't do that.
It's outskirts. It's in the country.
You don't stay for the holiday. You just never moved out.
Well, I pull up and I see these bags, like in front of the garage door in a line, one after another. And I'm like, God damn, they gotta take their fucking trash out. Must have had a lot of wrapping paper, at their Thanksgiving. And she's like, "Hey, I'll be out in a second." And I notice her mother, and I say hello. Her mother was sitting in her car, chain smoking in a bathrobe. And I was like, "Oh, well, maybe she just wanted to not smoke in the garage. I don't know. She probably doesn't. I don't remember her ever smoking in the house. So
Right.
she's smoking in her car because it's cold outside. And my date comes out with her little dog. And I'm like, "Hey."
What kind of dog was it?
It's a Dotson Chihuahua mix.
Damn.
Yeah, little
Okay.
weenie dog. Chiweenie, yeah. And
Kiesel.
she comes walking out, and I'm like, hey, little dog, get in the van, you know. And
Get
she's
in the van.
She's like, okay, and she puts her purse and her dog in the van, and then I have the window cracked because I'm also smoking a cigarette at the time, and I hear her mother yell, "Make sure and take all your shit with you."
Oh no. No.
And
This
So
wasn't
you're
a date.
a
This was
mover.
I was like,
Oh my god.
what is that? And it's just amazing how soon this is the day after Christmas.
One man in a van.
This is the day after Christmas, John. Like the season spirit had died at midnight, I guess, because all those bags that I told you were lined across
That was
the
all
front
her
of the
shit.
garage.
Yeah.
Was
Not the trash.
everything she owns. And that's when she slings open the back door of my van and just starts throwing her shit in the back of my work van.
How did it make you feel
Well,
to know that she had so much more stuff than you? Even though it only fit in 6 garbage bags.
it did fit in. It did fill the back of the van, and I was
Like
like,
you filled that Taurus that you had. She filled your van.
yeah, she filled a
She got more shit than
Dodge
you.
Caravan that has no back seats.
But her mom
Right.
did kick her out. So
I'm like-
you're ahead of her in that department.
She's like, she gets in and she's like, my mom's fucking crazy. And I was like, you got
You're-
no idea.
You're crazy too. I thought I was gonna take you for fucking brunch, bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
What the
saying?
fuck?
But this is like a pattern with me.
I was looking for pancakes and ass, not fucking hauling your shit around.
I'm
I
like,
mean, he was gonna take her back to the Mexican place to make up for the job offer. I think.
I just had no
Have
idea.
2 burritos.
2
I-
burritos, please.
I had no idea how to deal with this, even though it's been a running pattern in my life where girls move in with me on the first or second date because they have nowhere to go.
Hang on, let me look. Girls? Girls? Nope. We know how that goes.
I don't know why this keeps happening to me. Why do girls go out
Well,
with me?
you can't move her into Aunt Joan and Uncle Ted.
No,
No.
I did not do that.
She's
I did-
squatting in the garage or the other
She is
garage
not.
or the pool house. Like,
She is not, and
She
it took
built.
me all
She
day.
built a house out of wood,
Right.
wooden pallets.
like, do I need to go
And
check
they
the
glue.
warehouse?
Well,
She's hiding in the attic.
we went over and saw your uncle out at the campground, and we're hanging out with him. And
He has a house. He
and
just doesn't live there.
Yeah.
he just
Super
lives in
weird.
a camper for fun.
I love him, but it's kind of weird.
We're gonna do an episode out at the campground sometime, so the folks at home will know what the fuck we're talking about.
Motherfuckers living like Bear Grylls and shit.
Hey,
Outdoorsman.
So
he drinks his own pee on purpose.
so we're out at his place, and she's like, "Oh yeah, this is a really nice place," you know, and I'm like, "Oh god damn!" she's trying to move in
Right.
with
He's
him
like,
now.
You
trying
can
to
live
find
with
a
me in
place to
Florida
stay.
if you want.
No, and he's like, well,
Hell yeah.
you know, if you guys want to borrow my other camper, it's down, because he don't want none of that bullshit.
He's got campers on campers
In
on
fact,
campers.
I asked him about it the next day. I was like, "Hey, man, do you think she was like trying to stay with you too?" And,
Hell yeah.
And he was like,
He's too smart.
"Nah, I don't think so. But maybe.
Yeah.
All I know for sure about her is she was on some pills, man. A lot of pills." And
He could have made her his woman real quick.
I was like, well, she did have one of those like flashlight sized bottles of Valium.
Yeah.
But
Jesus.
I like Valium, so like I was no deal breaker there. The 7 trash bags full of her entire life's possessions, that was a little nerve wracking for me. And then
Yeah, you gotta get those
"Hey,
out
can
of
I
my
move
room,
in-
too."
Can I move in with you to the first person?
Move
I
in with your
introduced?
uncle.
Yeah.
Put him in the fucking storage unit, man. I'm tired of that shit.
I just didn't know how I was gonna get out of this whole situation, right?
So here's my question.
Yeah.
How was the second date?
Yet to have happened, you know?
I mean, knowing you, I just figured you were like, yeah, that's okay. You still like me. We could go on another one.
Well, you know, we're talking about getting together after these stimulus checks come in and maybe getting a hotel for a week or something like that.
Extended stay America. Works pretty good.
It's nice. I like
No,
the
you gotta go
extended
to
stay.
Steve Alford, man. Come
Yeah.
on, baby.
Steve Alford's,
Root
bro.
for the Wolfpack,
Hell
bro.
yeah.
That place is trash, dude. I've only been to the Steve Alford Inn one time, and I was working third shift.
That's where me and Dad used to watch fucking football.
Oh yeah, when
on
we come
fucking
back,
New Year's Eve.
when we come back from
Nice.
Boston.
No, even before when he lived there in what's a town?
Newcastle?
No,
Oh,
Mount
Spring-
Summit.
Oh yeah, when we lived out in Springport.
Yeah, he'd
Yeah.
get a fucking hotel room fucking in there so he could just watch fucking college football all fucking day. I'd go
Nice.
over and fucking watch the fucking Rose Bowl and shit with him and stuff.
Well, the only time I've ever been to that hotel was where they put up all of the road crew for the construction at the Walmart. I was working third shift, working construction, remodeling the Walmart,
Yeah.
and there was this tile girl. And I'm telling you, dude, like she was a tough bitch, dude. It was so hot. Just watching her just peel and slap and peel and slap them fucking tiles down all summer long. Well, so anyway, one night we're all running train on her
She
at the
was trying
Steve
to
Alford
get it.
Inn. Like everybody on third shift is over there waiting a turn because like this chick did not just wear knee pads for work. She wore them for fun too, you know, and God, she was taking all comers. And that's the only time I've ever been there. So I have kind of a grody feeling about the Steve Alford Inn. Just a bunch of dudes breathing Cold Creek ice onto the neck of a fucking tile layer.
Jesus.
Well, guys, we don't have a hammer this week. Sorry to disappoint. Nobody's gonna die. But I do want to talk for a moment about something I saw in the news. Apparently, like 2 weeks after Tiger King, the Navy just came out and said, yeah, there's aliens. Did you guys know this? Or were you like myself just too busy catching up on what this gay cowboy zookeeper was up to down in Oklahoma?
I mean, I saw that they released or declassified a couple files, but like I didn't feel like it got a whole lot of play.
No, it got no play.
Yeah.
And there was like,
Everybody
look,
was
it's a UFO.
Busy watching
Are
Tiger
you
King.
talking about
apparently.
the pilot that saw like what do they call it? Like a
Flying saucer?
no, they call it something else. Like a
Probably an anomaly because they didn't actually want to have
Like
to say
a-
unidentified flying object over
I
the
want to
radio.
think it was like almost like a name of a mint or something. Like a
Oh, like a certs, little flying
Yes.
certs.
something like that. I don't know.
Mentos.
the fresh maker.
What's a Tic Tac?
Yeah,
Tic Tac.
The little
And that's what
Tic
they
Tac.
called it, a Tic Tac.
Well, all I know is the pictures I saw today. Our producer, I was telling our producer about how dead the fucking news has been. Like all
They
that's
just
in the
said it
news
was
is-
something fast, like went faster than anything we could have.
No, they said more than that. They said that we got microwave technology from a ship recovered at Area 51. That's just been admitted to.
That doesn't mean there's aliens.
Dude, they found a spaceship with a microwave in it. And that's how we got the
No,
microwave.
they found.
No, they still
found
burnt the
an
fucking popcorn too.
They
Like,
found an object with a technology that they used to make the microwave. They didn't find a microwave.
fucking-
Motherfucking aliens aren't heating up hot pockets, dude.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are. And my
No.
problem is
They
the
didn't
fucking-
find a microwave. They found the technology that they used to make microwaves. Man.
Either way, microwaves fucking suck.
Did
And so do
they
aliens.
did they have the alien?
That's what I want to know.
Or they
Is there a
are
fucking
they
body?
carrying around a box with a fucking alien in it, like fucking fake Bigfoot motherfuckers do? Fucking
like fucking.
This is
put
not quacks anymore,
Halloween
bro.
costumes in a fucking a case doesn't make it real, dude. Come on.
I always just assumed aliens were real and didn't give a shit. Okay? Like, okay, the universe is
Dude.
this vast, like, unbelievably massive place. the idea that there's something out there, there's one other form of intelligent life, doesn't even seem like a remote stretch to me. Like,
No, I mean there has to
at
be.
some
but
point,
why would you
somewhere-
fuck with us? Like
That's the point.
We're hairless monkeys. Like,
That's
we
my
suck.
question.
I'm sure there's fucking
and why
life.
would you ruin our food?
I'm sure there's life out there in the solar system, in the galaxy, but the motherfuckers don't want to come here.
Apparently, they've been coming here and
We
they
ain't 'bout
decided
shit.
to ruin our food. Because the thing is, you need fire to make food. That's just it. That's just how it works
Dude,
for people.
I'm gonna tell
we
you
need fire
this.
so we can have good bomb food.
One of the greatest.
They try and take that out of the equation with their technology and their waves and all that bullshit. And what happens? Fucking rubber ass.
One of the best
fucking
quotes from one of
taco
the
pockets.
best
It's
Americans
terrible.
of all time. It's in your nature to destroy yourselves. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Terminator 2.
I mean, he's
It's in your
technically
nature.
American since he was
Yeah, he
governor.
did.
He's naturalized.
Yeah, it
He's
counts.
naturalized.
He's Austrian, but fuck give a fuck.
We give him a
Motherfucker was
Give him
a
a
predator,
pass.
dude. Fuck. It's
He-
in your nature to destroy yourselves.
Why?
I have a. Why do I sound like Trump more than fuck?
It's in your nature to destroy yourselves.
Yeah, I'm not good at impressions, but I still like that quote.
Oh, speaking of Trump,
T2.
did I tell you Dad's
T2.
scared of the Proud Boys? He's like, like I was talking with my dad on the phone the other day, and he told me that because Biden won, he's going to
Dude.
stop watching Rachel Maddow, and I was like, woo, big
Thank
ups.
God.
You know,
He's like the only person I know that actually watches Rachel.
He
Maddow.
loves her. She's all right, man. I mean, there's worse. There's
he
worse.
lets her drive him fucking crazy.
Yeah, he just,
I don't know about
she-
loves her.
That's what I mean. She just works him up a little bit. So it's like,
I mean, I'm on the Twitters too much, and like the reason, like I literally have a pinned post on my Twitter that says I'm just here to say shit that I can't say on Facebook because my grandma's on there. No, like because when random people follow you, it's like why? Why do you want to hear my opinion on anything? Because all it is like I'm gonna shit talk because it's fun and I'm killing time, and I can't say this on Facebook.
Well, see, this is something we were talking a little bit about this over the holidays, but I think you're more of a provocateur than
Oh,
anybody
yeah.
who has
Oh,
any
hell yeah.
actual ideology. You kind of like to stir shit up.
poking the bear, man.
I had a
Oh,
Facebook
yeah.
post a couple weeks ago that ended up with over 700 comments on it.
That's
And
now that's stirring
like,
the shit.
I'm
right
not
there.
an influencer. I don't get paid to post stupid shit on Facebook. I just do it, and then it like takes off on its own accord.
Yeah, and you had the same portion of those comments as I had of the champagne.
Yeah. I mean, there were a couple, but like, dude, my friends are ridiculous. Because I have a couple friends like, that, I don't know what happened. They were really smart, really like solid people, and then they fell down the QAnon hole.
Oh,
And like,
Snap.
like, you know, when that first came out, I was like, okay, maybe there's some big ass plan, and maybe they're like, maybe I understand how deep state works. Like, I get that shit. Like that our government fucks its people over pretty much 24/7. So maybe there's something to this. And then it just got like, oh, we're eating babies, and like
Oh.
John F. Kennedy Jr. is Q, and I'm like, never mind.
yeah, I'm more on
out.
board with the
Like,
alien shit.
Yeah, like, I'd rather talk about
Alien
fucking
shit
the
is-
aliens eating up
is
a hot
fact.
pocket.
Now, it's
But-
just a fact.
Keith,
Look,
what? Cite your source, man.
it's the New York fucking Times.
Oh my God.
It says the Navy is the source, not the New York Times. I'm sorry, the Department of the Navy.
Infowars.
The Department of the Navy.
Yeah,
It's
so
Alex Jones and a bunch of gay frogs microwaving hot
Yeah.
pockets with the aliens.
hold on now. We're not gonna.
We would've never-
We're not
we
gonna
would've-
besmirch the name of the great Alex Jones.
We would have
on this
never
show.
had microwaves if it wasn't for That's
or Bibble.
Bibble, Bibble for shizzle. I like that.
So
That's the thing. Is fucking
Dave Chappelle, that was dope.
You know, my doppelganger fucking called that shit. You know what I'm saying? Well, we don't look the same. We just had the exact same life experiences.
he was probably also a VP for 48 hours.
Well, so
Bibble for shizzle.
what I'm concerned about with this whole thing is like with the QAnon people, right? Is like everything that they say is correct on a certain level. Like there are definitely deep state operations. There are psyops that are done on the people. There are we melted people's minds with acid. back in the day before we realized it was more fun to take voluntarily. Like all the stuff that they talk about, like the idea of an elite group of billionaire pedophiles that go around raping kids and drinking their blood and sacrificing them to owl gods and shit. That's all true. But the fact that Donald Trump is Superman here to stop him, that's where you lose me, dog. You know, I was like all the adrenochrome, you know, I was on board. I figured the fountain of youth probably is the youth. Stem cells.
Well, look at,
you know what I mean?
Epstein, dude. All those motherfuckers. The Clintons were in with them. Trump was in with them. They're all fucking rich, dude. That's all that matters. It's fucking rich people hanging out with rich people. What the fuck do you think?
Yeah. So if some of I don't think all of them are necessarily pedophiles.
Trump
you know,
donated so much money to the Clinton Foundation just so they would come to his wedding and shit.
Yeah.
That's what they fucking care about, money and status.
That's the problem when you have more money than anyone needs is you run out of shit to buy, and then you just start buying shit you're not supposed to.
People.
Like,
yeah.
Right.
Here's
Nobody wants to buy.
Like, here's $1 million. I own you now. Like, I'm bored. And for, like, Bezos and shit, that's like $12.
Yeah. Melania Trump.
Hey, Keith, here's $12. Like, you belong to me now.
Like a fucking skyscraper in a Romanian village because Trump bought his wife. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she sent that fucking 10 billion back or 10 million back, and now she has to live with him like a bird in a cage until he dies. And like I understand that human beings truly are the highest priced commodity, and it starts with white women at the top and slowly works down. And it's all women at the top, really.
Well, yeah,
as far as buyable
we're
commodities.
worth like $1.50 at this point.
You know, and it's men we have no value.
No.
When you're talking about the commodity of human life,
especially not if you're 5'6". You can't even like put shit up on high shelves. You know, like here, I can pick it up. I just can't get it there.
The little reacher thing.
Right, I gotta get my grabber. But no, like the QAnon stuff, like I was all about it for a minute, and then it just went off the rails. And like, I've got people to this day. I mean, the inauguration's in like 2 days, right?
Yeah, I think
or the
so.
certification, and like there's a $2,500 bet on that Facebook post that one of my friends bet another friend that Donald Trump would be inaugurated and that Joe Biden wasn't going to win the presidency. And I'm like, well, that's cool for you, David, that you just won $2,500 because this guy's a dumbass. But like,
I love how they're live betting the election on
Oh,
Facebook.
yeah,
That's what I'm
obviously.
talking
So
about.
you're telling me that guy gets his 24andMe
yeah, his genealogy
extra
check.
chromosome?
Yeah, it's got that extra one. And then the funny
I
part
didn't
is,
want to say
like,
the R word.
I got a super rich person that was like I'm friends with that like not Bezos but like mini Bezos.
Okay,
And
baby Bezos.
he was like literally name your number. He's like I'll bet you any amount of money you want that Donald Trump is not going to get inaugurated. And my boy in Florida was like, "Oh, I'm thinking about it." And I had to jump on there. I was like, "Eddie, I love you. Like you're my boy,
but it won't hurt him to lose.
He doesn't
Like,
care,
he's-
bro. Like
You're
Not-
playing the house.
He's not giving up past Trump. Like Trump
Right.
already gave up,
Like,
and you knew he wasn't going to.
this dude has a
This
car
dude's
that's
like-
worth more than my house. Do not bet him because he does not care.
Dude, you want to talk about something that's disappointing from the Trump administration? I saw leaked footage of their New Year's Eve bash down at Mar-a-Lago. They got two of the Beach Boys. Every act played with the same band.
Yeah.
Okay, so they got a standard band that's got like
Who'd they
three
get?
backup
Mike Love
singers.
and who?
The blonde one and the gray-haired one. I'm not a big Beach Boys guy. I
Brian
just
Wilson?
know Brian Wilson. I think Brian Wilson, yeah. Because he's still
Yeah, 'cause
blonde
he's
hair.
like
He's the
super-
one
No,
that's still...
Mike Love is the blonde one.
Oh,
But
okay.
Brian Wilson is definitely a
Brian Wilson's the
pro-Trump
oldest.
Oh, he is?
person. I think.
Brian
hold
Wilson's
me to
the
that.
Well,
oldest.
Brian
He's
Wilson,
gray-haired.
go back to bed, okay?
He can barely move. Like, he's fucking crazy as fuck from doing so much acid, dude.
He didn't leave his bedroom for like a whole year after they did Pet Sounds. But neither here nor there. They started off with two of the Beach Boys.
Well, didn't you just say you didn't really know about him?
I know.
Now you're giving us this.
I don't know
the albums
I don't know the
and shit.
names of every single Beach Boy.
Mike
I know,
Love was the lead singer. Brian Wilson was like the songwriter and main music guy.
Well, they had two of them. Then they had.
Then Dennis was the one that hung out with Manson.
Vanilla Ice was like the other.
Yes.
And I was just like,
excuse me, sir. We have a problem. You promised to solve it. Okay. Like, well, I'm still waiting. I've been waiting 30 years for you to solve COVID. Okay. Check out the hook while my DJ revolves it. Yeah, I know it. I'm sorry.
I just don't understand. Like, these are supposed to be rich, powerful people, and like the show itself looked like total dog shit.
Apparently, you have a problem with Rob Van Winkle. Like, what is your Vanilla Ice is a god. He's a lyricist, of course.
Oh man, see, I forgot that you're like just you're a little bit older than me,
right?
And so like Vanilla Ice was a cool person.
I mean, my first concert was MC Hammer and Vanilla Ice opened for him.
Can't touch this, bitch.
Now MC
Hammer had like big fucking like foam hammers on the stage and shit that moved and shit. That motherfucker knew how to spend some money.
Hell yeah, he did.
Go out there with a microphone and rap, fool. You're wasting your shit.
Big foam hammers.
Had 50 people on the stage. Didn't one of them do anything but dance?
Yeah, he pretty much just went to he knew how to vice president. He got his money. Yeah. He went straight to the community center and said, "Y'all all got jobs."
That shit was before Vanilla Ice even his shit came out. He was opening for MC Hammer. Like,
and I mean, you missed.
He had 6 people on the stage.
He got like $45. Like,
yeah, I don't know how you guys like felt, because something about it's just overdone. There's like 9 notches in your eyebrow.
But you don't understand 80s rap though. Like, it was new. It was weird. Like, they actually had to rhyme things that didn't rhyme with bitch or like they had to actually
like
work
pop
to
rap.
Make rap. So I mean, hell, dude, like the most
that was so good. From now on, anytime we ever reference the N-word, we have to go
right. like obviously,
like we're like French.
Yeah.
So this guy in the parking lot, he's like, "Get back here!" And we figured it out. That's our new.
There were legitimate.
Give it up for John,
lyricists. Like, don't even get me started on rap.
Figured out the whole pass.
I might wear cowboy boots and a Elmer Fudd shirt, but like I used to follow like Tupac and Biggie and
you used to fuck with rap when rap was good.
Rap was good, and now it's like the mumble rappers and shit. Like, I'm not saying that like Vanilla Ice is like on my pantheon of rap artists by any means, but you got to remember the audience.
Him over a Lil Xan.
Rich old, I don't even know who the fuck that is.
Or
like rich old white dudes that are 35 to 40 love them some Vanilla Ice. I mean, hell, you missed the best part of that show on New Year's is that Matt Gaetz and his big ass 7 head got engaged.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, if he loses re-election, at least he has a dime piece in the back. So he's good to go there. He's got the dime piece and the 22-year-old Cuban son, or however the hell that works. You know that story, right?
No.
Have you heard that one? About Gates, he adopted
Matt Gaetz is his name.
Yeah,
okay.
He's a senator or a congressman from Florida.
Oh,
he's the dude that for the first COVID hearings and shit was wearing the gas mask. He's just a dick about everything. But apparently he has like a 18 to 22-year-old adopted Cuban son, so that's not creepy at all. When he's like 40, like. He's not very old.
So he adopted this young man as an adult?
I would assume so.
That is very creepy.
Yeah, gotta write him into the will somewhere. But
adopted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or married.
Right. We have the same last name, but I'm Republican, so I adopted him.
Oh my god!
I need to see them papers,
dude. This guy, see, that's what Republicans glean from Woody Allen. You see what I mean? They don't catch any of the politics from the films. They're just like, not a bad idea. That's how you do's it.
That's why I always argue with people, because people assume that I'm a Republican because I'm like more conservative than
No, I definitely we actually talked about this before we had you on the show. Because a lot of people that watch our show, especially like comic friends of mine, are very liberal people. But if anything, the last few years has taught me it's like you're definitely a centrist and I'm definitely a centrist, even though we're probably polar opposites.
Oh yeah, like I definitely
10 years ago.
I lean right.
But now it's like
to a point, but I also like. I mean, I've got my Elmer Fudd shirt on. I'm hunting Wibblewolves, if we really want to be honest.
Okay, what's
That's
a Wibble?
A Wibblewolf. How else do you say fucking liberal in Elmer Fudd, bro? Like,
Wibblewolf.
Sorry, Wibblewolf. Like, I don't know what you want me to say here, but like, I'm that crazy Republican that everybody talks about. Like, I don't want to live out in the woods or nothing, but like, I want to, like, why are we arguing about $600 checks or $2,000 checks? But we're sending $750 million to other people. Take care of us. That's my only goal. Find me a political party that's like, hey, we're not spending $1 on foreign aid until we fix this shit, and I'll be that. I don't care.
Well, you just can't. You can't separate 300 and something million people into two groups.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Because I know people that voted for Trump that are not Republican at all.
Certain issues you might be one way. Certain issues you might be the other way. You can't. That's what I mean. You can't just say you're either this or that.
Right.
It doesn't work.
Doesn't work that way.
No.
Especially now, because with all the information that's out there, like you can find it might be like anarcho, lefty, righty, like people that like to Windex their ass. Yeah. But like, there's a political party out there for everybody.
Like, I've always called myself an anarchist, and then a bunch of people started calling themselves that were calling themselves anarchists. Did horrible things all summer long that really distracted from the real issue that brought people into the streets.
Right.
And I was like, well, never did really want to belong to a group that had me for a member anyway. So fuck anarchists. Fuck all that shit. Any ist you are, whatever hole you want to put yourself in, I hope they bury you alive in it. Because it's fucking bullshit. We're people. We're all people. And we're going to differentiate and have ideas that clash. And the best way to have a good, solid political ideology or just political philosophy is to cherry pick. Because there's so many great minds throughout history to grab ideas from and blend them together. And I just, the whole, you voted for him, so this is what you are. It's like Dad was talking about them Proud Boys. He's like, oh, well, it's all. I was like, man, it's almost over. It's almost over. Don't worry. The inauguration's. He's like, well, not if the Proud Boys have their way and they're out there. And I'm like, I didn't have the words to tell
about those dudes in a while. Like,
yeah, I mean, after like Gavin McInnes left, obviously, like here's my favorite part.
Sounds
of
more
the whole,
like the name of that gay cruise that
that sank
the boat sank in Mexico. The Proud Boys.
Oh yeah.
Here's my only Proud Boy comment. Like, it makes me laugh because the whole, like, if you read their stuff, like how you join is you have to like say that you're like a what the hell is
proud
like,
white chauvinist.
No, a proud male chauvinist. It has nothing to do with color, which I'll explain in a second.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna get banned from YouTube for this, but like you say that your whole like I'm a proud Western chauvinist, and I believe that the Western civilization is the best civilization.
Yeah, because they've never been to fucking Tokyo.
But then they start talking like you got to name a breakfast cereal. Like the beat in for these weirdos is like somebody whipped your ass until you can name 7 breakfast cereals. I swear to God, look it up. Like that's a part of their thing.
Like getting jumped into a game.
Fruit Loops. Like go. They
Rice
breakfast cereals,
Krispies,
right?
Count Chocula, Lucky Charms.
Oh, I love Lucky
Charms. Fruity Pebbles, and let's kick it old school. Cheerios Original.
But
you know what I'm talking about.
The funny part is like they get like I don't know. I'm not gonna say bad rap because some of the stupid shit that
They're
they do,
a bunch
like,
of fat
pisses me off.
incels.
They're
They're
idiots.
fucking lames.
But
They're-
like calling an organization white supremacist that's led by a African American guy from Cuba is kind of a funny way to go about it.
yeah.
Like I don't know. Could be wrong. He might hate himself and just be like, "Yay, white people!" But like,
I met
You know.
this comic down in Houston.
Didn't the
and-
whole thing just start as a joke?
oh yeah,
it was
Gavin
just a
McGinnis
joke.
started
Yeah.
it as
The dude
a
from,
complete.
Viceland.
Yeah, like he started as a complete fuckery,
And then they turned it into.
then, I mean, it's just
something-
like the OK symbol. Like that started on 4chan. Like
Yeah.
the circle game. Like, guess what, guys? If this is above the waist, oh, he looked fucking like one no wipe. Like the circle game is now a white power symbol because the internet was like, you know, it'd be really fucking funny if we got all these people pissed off about nothing. They just were like,
I do love
now,
that.
now this is a white power symbol instead of the circle game that it's been since I was like 3 years old. I mean, the most liberal person I've ever met that has beat up actual skinheads in Indianapolis has a circle game tattoo on his thigh because every once in a while he'll just pull his shorts up and you'll look and he'll get to punch you in the fucking arm. I guarantee you
but
he
dude,
did
don't
not
you
think
see-
that's going to be white power in 20 years.
Don't you see how this
people
guy,
get shitty about
your
it.
friend, super liberal, got a big heart for people outside of himself.
Oh, definitely.
Solid dude. Your friend, you know, also huge toxic masculinity case. You know what I mean? He's punching people in the arm. I mean, and maybe even leaving a bruise.
I mean, if you never really played the flinch game when you were growing up, like, how did you even survive? Like, I don't know if that was just my dad trying to beat the shit out of me 3 or 4 times a day, but, like, you know.
No, man. That's the
Oh,
thing. These
TP
kids,
would be like, oh, flinch, 1 and a wipe, bitch. Oh, you contact. Oh, that's 2 and a wipe. Oh,
these kids
flip game. Like, all that
nowadays,
silly
they don't
shit.
have any contact. The only contact that they get from anybody is when they get molested. Like they literally learn to wipe their ass, and you put a fucking tablet in their hand until they're grown. That's how. Have you seen how parents raise their children?
I mean, it's got to be worse with COVID now because they can't even go outside. Like,
Yeah.
I would hate to be a kid right now because how many?
Dude, the only thing
like,
that's good is the porn. You know,
I mean, not after Pornhub takes away like 6 million videos overnight. That kind of sucked.
why did they take away 6 million videos?
They got in trouble for, I don't even want to get into that shit, but like
It's like
They-
a third party.
now you have to be a
post or
verified
something.
uploader in order. You can't just upload shit off your, because used to, not that I know about this wife, not that I've ever done this, but like you could just be like, oh, I'm going to put my video out there and
Yeah.
get a shitload of views and whatever. Well, now
Make some money.
you have to be verified. And it was from like
You know,
possible CP issues and all kinds of other shit.
that's probably a good thing. You know, because frankly, like.
Do you need 8 million videos? Can't you find like 3 and just keep them?
Yeah, you know.
Remember
there
the good
really
old
is-
DVD days when you actually had to
Oh,
work to
God.
find porn?
Yeah, and you had to wait for it to load up.
That's
Yeah,
why
like,
phones got
yeah.
bigger. Like when we were in high school, like you wanted the little cool phone or the
The
Razor and the
Nokia.
flip phone and shit, and then all of a sudden porn hit the
I had the
internet,
little
and your
Nokia.
phone's got to be this big so that you can watch your porn.
Well,
like,
we
that's
went
exactly what
backwards.
happened.
We went backwards. We had it on the TV, which is where you want it. Like that's where you watch the football game. Why wouldn't that be where you want to watch your fucking porno?
Portable.
And then like adult men, now we have men who would have just waited till their significant other was gone and masturbated on their fucking sofa like an adult that pays rent and shit has to fucking live on a toilet to fucking crank it on their phone, and it's fucking it's a regression. I really would like to see porn come back to the television, and I understand we're never gonna go back to the DVD days.
Dude, think about the
You know.
motherfuckers that used to have to do that shit on like a reel to reel and shit.
Or
The old
flipping
stag
it.
parties.
Yeah.
Everybody's sitting around smoking their stogie, and some poor bastard's back there cranking the fucking
Yeah.
projector.
And that's hard when you're masturbating.
Yeah,
because
that's
it's
a
like-
hard
it's
thing
too
to do.
different.
They don't even get naked. They just lift up the dress.
You saw her calves, and it's over. I mean, I'm not gonna like. Can we get a storyline? Like, the old
And
school,
could it
like,
be a storyline other than, hey, we're family?
yeah, that's super weird, bro. Super weird.
Why is that so popular?
I don't know. People are gross.
Because people want to fuck their family. That's why. That's why, I guess. Like, apparently that is like the second most common watched pornography, but in the South, it's all like blacked videos. It's all, everybody's like, oh, I hate halls, and but I really like the idea of one of them fucking my girlfriend. So
like
that's what really makes me come.
Need some cuckold action in your life.
Oh man, we really did come full circle right there, didn't we? It's a beautiful thing.
Proud Boys porn. I mean, because they're not fucking anybody. They're just jacking off all day.
That's what I'm saying. These fucking impotent losers aren't going to start no revolution.
I mean, that's like
You care too much about that shit, man.
Like
you care that much about this stuff, I lose my number. I'm not trying to hear this shit.
That's like the Boogaloo Boys. Like, man, when that shit first popped off on Facebook, I'm like, okay, because I know some people that were like posting the same memes, and then it just, like the circle game thing, it just took on a life of its own, and now all these dumbasses are out there in Hawaiian shirts and luau flags, and I'm like, that's not what the initial joke was. Like, the initial joke was there's a shitload of veterans in this country, and eventually they're gonna get tired of your shit. And I just hoped I got a phone call that said stay at the fucking house. And then it just took on a life of its own, which much like the Proud Boys and the circle game shit. And basically, all you got to do, if you see something that you're not sure of, just check 4chan. Just be careful, because there's some shit on there you don't really want to see.
Man,
but just go to B.
Bum fights had me on some 4chan back in the day, dude.
Like,
bling, bling. Which it's funny, because bum fights is also my favorite storyline in porno.
Bling bling's crack pipe hidden in his collar.
Right. That dude was a mess. And the guy that got the tattoo on his forehead.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And
Those
then
were
like
some fucked
bum
up
fights
videos.
and what was his name? The dude, he fought in the UFC for like a cup of coffee. Kimbo.
Oh,
like
Kimbo
bum
Slice.
fights and Kimbo were like all about like.
Dude,
4chan was all about Kimbo for a minute.
Kimbo was the man, dude. That guy.
If you're fighting people that have never lifted their fists above.
Masvidal, that's where he started too.
Yeah.
He was in those same videos.
Fucking backyard fights and shit.
Jorge.
Well, John, I really want to thank you so much for coming on the show, man. And
It's been fun.
We're definitely going to have you back. Do you want people to follow you on IG or anything or on your Twitter account? You want to put that out there? You can if you want to. If not,
I'm good.
All
I'm
right.
I'll keep that on at the best level. Hopefully I'll be back. It was fun.
Yeah, we'll have you
hopefully
back
I
anytime,
didn't
man.
derail everybody too much, but
No,
That was a blast.
good times.
hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'll always talk.
Thanks so much, everybody, for watching as always, and Happy New Year.
Yeah. Peace out.
Bah, bah.